All right, hey guys, OFD checking in here, and today we have another watch in from Spinnaker. It's been a while since I've had one here on the channel, so I'm excited to get this. I saw them at the Worn&Wound event in San Francisco back in May. As a matter of fact, the event in Chicago is going on this weekend. Today is the Saturday morning portion of the event. Spinnaker is there at the Chicago Worn&Wound event, so if you want to check out this watch, I'm sure they're going to have one on display, as well as the new SpongeBob and Popeye watches, which are crazy popular and they're selling out. I actually wanted to check out one of those here on the channel, but they've sold out of pretty much everything, so they sent one of the Challengers in, and I think you'll be able to see this one if you go visit them live at the show. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. So inside of the cardboard box, we have one of Spinnaker's travel cases here. We'll go ahead and pull that out and pull off the plastic here and put that to the side. Very nice travel cases here from Spinnaker, as you guys can see. Nice, I'm not sure what this material is, but it's very smooth, nice zippered closure here. So go ahead and get this opened up here and check out the Challenger. Get that all the way around. All right, here we go. So we've got all the plastic on here. This watch comes on a stainless steel bracelet, and each of the watches in the Challenger series does come with a rubber strap as well. I do believe this is available in 3 or 4 colorways. There's a blue, there is a red, green, and I think there's one other colorway. I'm not quite sure, but wild looking watch. Now you guys are going to see a lot of reflection on this one because we have a big, huge, heavily domed sapphire crystal on this watch. So I think what Spinnaker is doing here, if you guys know the Rolex Deep Sea Challenge, they made these watches with just these giant crystals on them for that deep sea effort. And I think that Spinnaker just kind of took a little bit and said, hey, let's make something with a big crystal like this. It's funny, as we get into the specs of this watch, you're going to see that the watch is actually a really reasonable size and a very wearable watch. The crystal is just gigantic, which is actually, to me, kind of fun to have this bulbous crystal on the watch here. But we've got all the plastic here on the watch, so I'm going to take just a second here off camera, and we're going to peel all the plastic off of this watch, and then we'll take a closer look at it. We'll throw it on the rubber strap as well to see what that looks like, and then we'll try it on the wrist and check out the lume on this one. All right, well, I moved my lights back a little bit in an effort to keep that reflection down, but you're still going to see it. That heavily domed sapphire crystal definitely is going to pick up reflections. I went ahead and put the reference number, the SP-5159-11. That's going to be the reference number for this blue model here. Like I said, there's a green and a red also available. One of the things that really jumped out to me, still got a little plastic on there, that when I checked out this watch at the show was the dial on the watch. It has this beautiful, beautiful scallop dial here on the watch that I think is just really incredible. All the colorways have that, which is really cool. You have these big, broad stick hands on this watch. I love the way the minute hand has this little kind of oblong deal here on the end. That's all illuminated too. This has a BGW9 on the bezel, and then has your regular C3 green lume on the handset there. This watch is run on a Seiko NH35 movement, so it's going to be a tried and true movement, about 40 hours of power reserve, hacking and hand windable, date functionality down there at the 6 o'clock position. All of the indices on this watch are applied to that scalloped dial there, which is amazing. When you get this watch out in the light, and we'll take it outside here before the end of the video and kind of get some natural light on it so you can see that, but it's really impressive. Ceramic insert on this bezel with a 120 click bezel there, which is very smooth, very nice. But this is just really a well put together watch. The case itself has brushing along the sides, as you can see. Chamfer is polished here on the top and along the bottom of the watch. The watch is actually, like I said, a really reasonably sized watch. As a matter of fact, we'll fire up the caliper here and look at the overall size of the watch. Coming in at about 42 millimeters from side to side, very reasonable there. Now, thickness on the watch, because of the crystal, is right at about 18 millimeters. But if you take this down and measure from the case back to the top of the bezel, right where the crystal meets, it's like 12 and a half. So it's pretty much a standard size watch, what you're used to. It's just that it has a big crystal that sticks up, and that's not a deal killer for me. As a matter of fact, I'll be honest, I know I unboxed this, but I did wear this out to dinner last night. And the watch was awesome. It was so fun to wear, very comfortable on the wrist, very legible. I had no problem reading this thing, even though it seems like under this light it's a little bit difficult to read. It was really, really fun to wear. But very nice overall size of the watch. 20 millimeter lug openings. You saw it comes in right around 49 from lug tip to lug tip. So overall, it's a really, really good sized watch. Taking a look at the case back. Oops, we got a sticker on here. You can scan that. You guys want more information, or this is actually to register this watch, so I'll scan that later on. On the case back, you guys can see the design here with the Spinnaker logo. This watch is waterproof to 300 meters, so truly legitimate dive watch. Also, what you guys can see is the quick release spring bars integrated into this bracelet. I have to tell you, that is one of the coolest things people are doing nowadays, especially on bracelet watches. This is going to keep your bracelet from getting all stabby, scratched up from trying to take the bracelet off. But sign crown also there, as you guys can see, which is very nicely done. But overall, a beautiful, beautiful timepiece. These are around $445 over at the Spinnaker website. Like I said, if you happen to be in Chicago and you want to look at one in person, go look for the Spinnaker booth today, as they're there today and tomorrow for that show. But let's go ahead and throw this one on my 6 3/4 inch wrist and then go out with that Lume shot. I'll also get it outside so you guys can see what this dial and everything looks like in the sunlight. All right, so this is what the watch is going to look like on the bracelet. I don't have it adjusted to my my wrist yet. Of course, I need to do that. But I'll throw it on the rubber strap too, which does fit obviously perfectly. But you can see that on my wrist, this isn't a gigantic watch. It's like a great size watch. You just have a very bulbous crystal on it, which I think is actually fun and a conversation piece, something to talk about, but very cool. Let's throw it on the rubber strap and see what that looks like. All right, so here is the watch on the rubber strap. It's a very, very comfortable rubber strap. I'm not sure if this is like FKM rubber or anything, but it's very nice. Big, heavy-duty Spinnaker buckle there on the watch, which looks cool. And then here's the watch on my wrist. Like I said, it has a bulbous crystal, but other than that, the watch is not very big. As a matter of fact, I've got my Doxa here for comparison to show you guys, like side by side. Besides thickness, which is really all in that crystal, that's the only difference with this. So I don't think that should be a deal breaker. I think that's kind of the fun of this watch, and definitely something cool. So let's get it outside. Let's get a little sunlight on it, see what it looks like, and then let's get it in the dark to check out that glow. All right, so this is going to give you an idea of some of the light play that you're going to get off that dial. It's really impressive. That scalloped, I'm calling it a scalloped finish on that dial, is really impressive and definitely cool. And as you guys can see, when you look straight down on it, the watch is pretty darn easy to read, actually. So let's check out the Lume. Well, there you have it. You can see the contrasting blue, the BGW9 on the bezel, and that C3 on the dial for those indices in the handset. So really cool watch for $445 at the Spinnaker website. You're getting quite a watch. They are sold out of a few of these models now. I hope they're going to restock those, because very cool watch, fun to add to the collection. So, all right, guys, if you like the video, give me a thumbs up down there at the bottom. And if you've not subscribed to the OFD channel yet, please do. Please do. Thanks, guys.